I'm here at Media Quest, and we are doing a live podcast, and we're going to share with you some of the exciting things that are happening. And I have John here with me. John, welcome.
Good to be here, Joe. This is another exciting day here at MediaQuest.
Yeah, we're excited because we just unpackaged a whole bunch of new equipment. This is a complete setup for a podcast. It's kind of like, podcasts used to be all radio style where you just hear it, you didn't see it, but people like Joe Rogan have made it very popular. And it's one of the most popular and upcoming things that people do is they watch podcasts all the time. So
it's all about communications, and this is one of the latest and greatest ways for people to communicate, get their message out. This is very impressive.
So what we have is this setup so that we can do multiple camera shoots, and we can do multiple people sitting down. The audio obviously sounds really good.
Terrific.
So it's important that there's good sound. We have a lot of different capabilities of pulling on graphics. You saw the graphic like this earlier, so we can do multiple graphics as necessary. And we also have the ability to bring in computer screens so we could show slideshows or videos or whatever. Another thing that's really cool with this system is we could actually plug in a smartphone into the audio board and take in like a Zoom call.
Oh, terrific.
If someone's remote and they can't come in, they can call it in and we can patch them through, just like a phone call in like radio used to do.
I started my career in radio, and I can tell you this equipment in here, you had put it in probably 2 or 3 rooms back when I first got started, and the technology and how the quality is just, it's mind-boggling. This is first-class stuff here.
And the other cool thing that's really neat about this thing is that we can record this. Right now, we're going live. We're actually transmitting over YouTube live. It's a private channel, so it's not everybody can watch unless they were a subscriber.
Wouldn't that make it perfect for somebody wanting to do some training videos or some things with their company? So everybody in their company would have access to their own private YouTube channel and push out this kind of information in this format.
Yeah, and the other thing is that if, like, say for instance, it saves a lot of time if you do it like this live, because you don't have to go back and you don't have to edit it. You don't have to wait for all that process. If you have the ability to sit down and do your training process live, then it's already on YouTube. It's already ready to be shared, and there's very little additional editing that has to happen.
And then it's consistent, and it's always more believable when things are live.
Right.
It just comes across more with a greater conviction.
This is kind of a new way that people can utilize for marketing their companies. For the longest time, it was all about, billboard, outdoors, newspaper ad, television. That was the way that you grab people's attention. Now people are on YouTube or Facebook, because you can also go live on Facebook with this too, do a Facebook Live.
Terrific.
And if you have a large Facebook following, what happens is when you're going live, all your followers get notified, so they're able to jump on and watch that live feed.
Or go back and watch it later.
Right. So when you were talking about training, it could be used in a training session where it's necessary for them to watch a training video at a certain time every week. It could be done this way and just push live.
Safety training, the ability to bring in video and graphics to try to get the point across on certain, say it's a safety video that you're doing for your company.
Right here, as you can see, we just went to our computer feed, and I'm just logged on to our website. Up on top here, you can see that we're logged on to MediaQuestWeb.com. And on our home page, what we've placed is a video that shows the different types of work that we do in video production, whether it could be medical or nonprofit organizations, industrial, all different kinds of projects that we've worked on. We've displayed on there so that we can illustrate the kind of work that we do. We also do websites, and you can see some more of those samples if you visit our website. But
tremendous amount of websites now, and for all types of industries. We've got a lot of political campaigns that have got websites up with the ability to accept campaign contributions that are totally secure, using a qualified vendor. Purchase online materials to basic one-page websites for different individuals. We've got one very extensive one for Wellness Point that's currently up, as well as Thomas Oilfield that you just saw a little video on that a minute ago.
So we're getting into the season, the political season, and typically what happens in the political season, some of the new people who are deciding to run for some level of office, they decide they're going to throw their hat in the ring. And what happens is there's a lot to it. And so what people
especially
have found,
on the front end.
right. And so you've got a reputation of helping people navigate through that process. So how did you get involved?
I began working in politics back in the late 80s, 1988. The candidates needed graphics, needed signage, and needed some of those basic things that ad agencies were offering. And I have a degree in political science and communication, so kind of merged the two together and started getting involved. And as you get one campaign into the other, you get a lot of experience and you learn a lot of things that work and what doesn't work. But there's a lot of things we can do for clients to get things set up, get them a good logo, get them a good direction, advise them on fundraising, how to campaign, what's important, depending on whether you're running in a Republican primary or Democratic primary or the general. There's a lot of variations, but I really enjoy it, and I've got a pretty good track record, and for some reason, I've got a long list of clients that continue to be unopposed. It's very successful and great for them. It's I don't make near as much money, but I think they love me more for that.
So we're going to be doing that for a year?
Yes, because the primary is going to be sometime next year. We don't actually know when it's going to be because of redistricting that's going on throughout the state. You're currently hearing a lot of that in the news, where these beginning maps of the congressional districts or Senate districts are being proposed. All that's got to get ironed out first before we know when our primary it is. Could be anywhere between first part of March and the end of May at this point in time.
Okay, and so during that time, what we're involved in is we help, like you said earlier, with websites or with
photography, setting up Facebook pages, doing press conference, writing press releases, helping people get organized, give them suggestions on how to build a team to get them elected when things happen. It'll just save a lot of time. So if they have all these ducks in a row, so to speak, now, they'll be able to hit the road running once we get into the actual campaign part of the deal. Now everybody's trying to jockey for position, let people know that they are running, try to keep the field down in every particular race. It's kind of exciting. A lot of things are still going to continue to happen because some people jump from one position that they have to run. We have a lot of state senators right now that are running for congressional seats that haven't even been created yet, because we're going to have at least 2 new congressional congressmen in Texas. And so they're dividing up the state to add 2 more people.
So we're going to be busy for a while.
We are, and with all these other exciting projects. Not to mention a lot of the church work that you're doing right now for some local churches in their campaign, capital campaigns, and trying to get the word out so that they can grow their congregation. Whether it's websites, printing, regular television, digital marketing,
big deal
billboards. We've got a lot of billboards up in this community right now. For everything has a purpose and can work for somebody. Most popular question I get from people is, what's the most effective form of advertising? Well, it sort of depends on your circle. There's no one size fits all answer, depending on budget, who's your target market, all those kind of things. But we can help you kind of navigate through some of those to come up with what we would suggest what is the best for you. That's the real answer.
Yeah, and another thing that I get a lot of calls regarding is people have existing websites. They're not looking to move it. They just need help modifying it, making changes to it. Maybe they hired somebody in the past that built the site, and they don't have a relationship with that person anymore. So they contact us, and our team is knowledgeable enough to go in there and make any kind of modifications, any kind of updates to websites. And we're happy to help, and we can offer that on an hourly basis. We're not looking to grab a maintenance contract or anything.
We're just like home builders. We can build you a home or a website from scratch, custom to your needs. We can take your existing home or website and remodel it, whether it's the bathroom or the entire website. We can help you with those things, as well as we're beginning to get a lot of businesses that are looking to us to handle all their social media, so we can be monitoring comments that are made, making sure people are getting answered in a timely fashion, and keeping an eye on where the rankings are on Google and the other
SEO.
search engines.
Yeah, the SEO thing is a big deal right now, and people are starting to become very familiar with their ranking on the internet. You're competing with a lot of different companies online, and so to just build a website and put it out there, it's not enough. It's
There's a lot more to it. And the websites that the MediaQuest are building are sort of, it being in layman's terms, sort of built from scratch and all coded. They're not cookie cutter websites, which helps improve greatly the security aspect of your website, which is becoming more and more important every day, with people hacking, et cetera,
Right.
or trying to steal your website
Right.
or ghost your website.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to do some more of these live podcasts, and we're going to share more about what's going on here at MediaQuest, and we're going to invite and introduce everybody here.
Got a great staff,
Yeah.
a lot of talented people.
So stay tuned, and we'll get you some more information, and call us if you need any assistance. We'd be happy to help.
Thanks.